Welsh FA's decision to move their World Cup qualifier to Anfield for higher gate receipts backfired in 1977 as Ali's Tartan army took over. Wales needed to win to stay in contention. A Scotland victory guaranteed a ticket to Argentina '78.
When you arrived at the stadium, all you could see was Scottish supporters. It was such a boost for the Scottish team, the Scottish party.
Anfield is probably the emotional stadium in the UK. Fantastic just to play there against Liverpool. But this was extra special, I must admit.
Then controversy. Willie Johnston's long throw, the arms went up in the box, and it was Wales' David Jones who was penalised by the French referee.
Was it a penalty?
No. It's 30 years ago.
32?
32 years. And there wasn't a penalty then, it wasn't a penalty now.
Joe knows he's handled the ball and got a penalty for it. He knows that deep down, I'm sure he does.
Don Masson scored the pressure penalty for Scotland. Welsh World Cup hopes were finally ended by a late second goal. It was Kenny Dalglish and Scotland heading to Argentina.
It's a relief you get when you're in your dressing room and you think you've got that to look forward to. And you know, you just can't replace that.
8 years after Anfield, a World Cup playoff place was at stake at Ninian Park. Like England's Wales had to win, a draw was enough for Scotland's Jock Stein, assisted by Aberdeen manager Alex Ferguson.
We were under pressure in terms of qualification for the World Cup finals, and we'd already been there in '82, so the expectations were that we should do it again.
I think Wales, the players and the supporters, felt for the first time since 1958 we had a good chance of going to the World Cup.
Wales pushed ahead with a goal from 21-year-old Mark Hughes. Stein turned the game by putting on Davy Cooper, who replaced Gordon Strachan. Just as in 1977, Scotland benefited from a disputed penalty decision when the ball hit David Phillips on the arm.
The ball was going nowhere, you know, and he just put his arm up to get to move out of the way, and I think the referee was the only one who thought it was a penalty, you know, and it was a massive blow.
It was the late Davy Cooper who scored a crucial equaliser for Scotland. As the Scotland fans celebrated, Jock Stein suffered a fatal heart attack shortly after full-time. Scotland's triumph had turned to tragedy.
Nobody really knew what was happening until Alex Ferguson came into a jubilant dressing room about 10-15 minutes later and said the three words, Jock is dead. And there was a stunned silence. Of course, the euphoria turned to despair and heartbreak. For me, you know, that game meant nothing because such a fantastic manager, you know, has died, and no, it was a great miss to football.
Scotland would reach Mexico '86 after defeating Australia in a playoff, but the campaign will be forever remembered with sadness after the loss of a true Scottish legend.
And with Ninian Park no more, that tribute has been moved across the road to the Ninian Park gates here at the Cardiff City Stadium, and those fresh tributes here from the travelling Tartan army this morning. It was a colossal, wasn't it, Charlie?